Hello, the one and only Xylophoney here with another ARK Survival Evolved video. This one's going to be taking a look at a piece of artwork that has been updated and shows all of the creature sizes compared to each other. Now, in the past I did another video very similar to this when this picture was less updated and it had about half the creatures that it has now. But now there's so many things in here and it's just looking, well, quite packed, and there's a few big things that just immediately draw attention. So, let's get right into it with that lead sickness! Look at him! We have a new biggest creature in the game! Oh man, he's even bigger than the Mosasaurus. He's that guy right in the middle bottom in the water, if you haven't heard about him yet. I did release a dossier video on him if you need to know some more information. But this guy is just impressive. Now, he's not going to go hunting people down, so that's good. But still, just being the biggest thing in the ocean, which is already full of such large creatures, the Mosasaur, the Tusateuthis, well, the giant squid, and the Plesiosaur. Oh my. We even have an updated size on the Megalodon, showing him to be the correct large dangerous size that he is. So that is good. We also have the massive Giganotosaurus, Luminover, or the Gigantosaurus, whatever you prefer. I think we can all accept that it can be either now. But let's go over this list, kind of looking at everything. So let's start on the top left with all the bosses. The dragon, of course, being the most threatening and largest of them all, but the Dodo Rex also being second largest. Now, he's actually matching up in size with the Giganotosaurus, so that'll show to be some good battles in the future. But we also have the Megapithecus and the Spida Broodmother that are a little bit smaller, a little bit less threatening, but still bigger than 90% of the stuff on the island. Now, right next to them, we see the tiny little human and all the tiny little creatures, which even if I zoom into, I can't really tell all of. I think we got the Titanomirma as the smallest, and we got the monkey, dodo, and a couple other things there, the Compy before the dodo. So that's your smallest creatures. Along that bottom line, we just see a lot of things mixed in here. I'll zoom in as good as I can for you. But there's a lot of small creatures, between the frog, we got the beaver in there, the Dimetrodon, even the Arthropleura. Now the Gigantopithecus is sitting there looking pretty tall, about the size of a Gallimimus. Triceratops a little taller than that. And we have the Baryonyx looking there. Now I know a lot of people wanted the Baryonyx to be a little bit bigger than that, but realistically they don't want him to be like, a copy of the Spinosaurus, so they made him a good deal smaller, around the size of a Carnotaur, even a little bit smaller by the look of things here. Now we have a lot of other things. We got the Dire Bear, which is just massive. You thought dire wolves were big, just look at that in comparison to the Dire Bear. That thing is almost the size of a Triceratops. Now the Triceratops does actually look a little big in comparison to the human. Yes, it should be large like that, but in the game it doesn't seem to be quite that large, so it's interesting. But we can move on past that. Let's go to the Therizinosaurus. Now this one was definitely largely underestimated in the original piece of artwork, and now it has a nice big threatening size. If you look at it, it's about as tall as a Spinosaurus or even a T-Rex, and it has those massive claws to help it out. We have a couple other things there. We got the Pachyrhinoceros, looking good there, a little smaller than the Triceratops, of course. We got the turtle, the Oviraptor, and Doedicurus, all looking smaller there. Here's the Iguanodon, looking beautiful. We have a few other things, of course. Oh, wait. I'm so silly. That's not the Carnotaur, that's the Allosaurus. So the Allosaurus is looking just a little bit smaller than the T-Rex, and the Baryonyx is actually the size of the Carnotaur. My mistake there. Ooh, I'm gonna feel that in the comments. Oh, baby. But we also have the Calicotherium here, the Terror Bird, and the Kangaroo, looking good. The Stegosaurus looking on point. T-Rex and Giganotosaurus, just in comparison. In real life, it wasn't that big of a difference, but when they added it to the game, yes, the Giganotosaurus is indeed that massive. Now, in the last video, a lot of people were a little bit concerned about that, me being one of them, and it is like just as scary and insane as we all thought. So, that's him. Now, finally on the top one here, the guy I'm most interested in is the Diplodocus, which they said was going to be about two-thirds the size of a Brontosaurus, but in this picture it looks to be about half. It's the size of a T-Rex, maybe even a little smaller. Of course, it'll be longer than a T-Rex just because of its body shape, but this just goes to support why it can't be a platform base. So, that's really interesting to see, but I think it'll still be a great addition to the game. Now, let's take a look under the sea with all of these sea creatures. Let's just skip through the giant ones and start on the left. We have the ichthyosaurs, looking pretty standard there, about the size of the new manta to be added. We have the Dunkleosteus, matching in at about the same size of the Leopleurodon, a little bit smaller than the Megalodon, so it sounds about right. We have, of course, all those little guys looking there, about the same size, between the piranha, the electric eel, all that different stuff. And now skipping over to the massive giants. I remember when the plesiosaur was the biggest threatening thing in the game, and that was quickly replaced by the mosasaur. Now we have the giant squid coming in, all three of those pretty insane, but the lead Sichthys being bigger than all of them. It's just insanity. Luckily he's not going to be a carnivore out to eat us, so that'll be a little good. And then hiding in the corner, we got the tiny little jellyfish, as well as the anglerfish and the Eurypterid. So, the island's about to get a lot more dangerous. Well, not about to, but throughout time, there's a lot more dangerous things to be added. I'm really excited to see that Allosaurus and Baryonyx being added, as well as the Therizinosaurus, and of course, that lead Sichthys, and even a Dunkleosteus. Okay, there's a lot of things I want to see. Why don't you guys tell me in the comments below which one on this list you're most excited to see, or just which one you're most confused by. If you have any issues with this list, bring them up, we'll talk about it. But other than that, that's going to be the video, so thank you everyone for watching. If you have enjoyed, leave a like on the video, and get excited for more ARK videos coming soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.